Good afternoon. My name is Jesus Pache.
And my name is Yanira Sanchez, and this is VMT News. We have a great episode for you today.
Our first story for this show is the VMT student recruiting that took place last week. Check out our exclusive footage of the event.
On January 19th and 20th, the Vidal and Trevino School of Communications and Fine Arts, as well as other magnet schools and early college, held recruiting sessions at the Laredo Civic Center. The purpose of these recruiting sessions was to gauge prospective student interest of the magnet schools. For VMT, all departments had booths staffed with department teachers and students to answer questions about their fine art. Prospective students could provide their information to the departments they were interested in. In the Civic Center auditorium, dance and musical performances took place. The event was a great success, with many departments reporting dozens of prospective middle school students taking an interest in their fine art. In the evenings of the VMT recruiting,
Runners competing for superiority. Nationally, Hillary Clinton still has 12-point lead over Bernie Sanders. But when you look at the Iowa polls in specific, that lead decreased to just 8 points. The New Hampshire polls are also important to look at because the New Hampshire primary is just after Iowa. In these polls, Sanders has a significant 19-point lead over Clinton. Of course, it's important to remember that Iowa and New Hampshire alone do not give a candidate the nomination. It's just that those two states are the significant indicators for future success in the election. Entering at a very distant third place in all these polls is Martin O'Malley. O'Malley is struggling to stay relevant in the race, never receiving more than 6% in the polls at times.
Our next story for this show is about VMT parent recruiting sessions that also took place last week. Check out this exclusive footage.
Lose something?
Yeah, my phone.
Try the new Remember Mint. Just pop one of our delicious mints in your mouth and you'll instantaneously remember where you left it.
Oh yeah! Thanks, Remember Mint.
Hello everyone and welcome back. I hope you had a nice break because this weather is going to send shivers down your spine. Well, without further ado, let's head into the national weather. Los Angeles is cold and so is Austin and Chicago. Seems to me that it's going to be cold for a while, mostly because there's a giant huge front popping in. That could be one we see right here in the state weather. Austin, San Antonio, Corpus Christi, and Lubbock are chilly, which is good because who doesn't love the cold weather? I sure do. Aside from Dallas, which high temperature is 53 with some sunlight, it'll be cold everywhere else. So plug in that electric blanket and take a hot shower and make some toast while you're taking the shower while you're at it. That seems like fun. You know what else is fun? The local weather. That sounds like fun. As you can see, it's pretty basic. Aside from Saturday's lowest temperature, which is 38, everything is basic and okay. I'm Mismaya Cadena, and that was RTV's weather segment.
January 27th, 2016, the Spurs fought against the Rockets and had an intense game. Spurs had a won with 130 points, and the Rockets were left for dead with 99 points. They were 100, but who cares? What? They were away 1 to 100, but who cares? They ain't worth a lick of cow poo. Compared to Spurs, while conceding the teams have had more impressive starts. The kind that makes 70 wins seem possible again. Durant doesn't believe this. With the league third best record are far behind. I'm not saying that they are necessarily light years better than us, Durant told Yahoo Sports. Those other teams are playing at a crazy, crazy level, winning a lot of games. They've won more games than we did. That's the difference. You've heard it now, ladies and gentlemen. They said it, that they are way better than they are. Spurs played outstanding, and they are the coolest. It's my name again. It goes for there. Look at this. Just look at this. Just look at this.
On the Republican side of things, affairs are a little bit more hectic. Nationally, Donald Trump leads by 10 points with 31%, with Ted Cruz at 21%, Marco Rubio at 10%, Ben Carson at 9%, and Jeb Bush at 5%. The rest of the candidates are all below 4% nationally. It is crowded field, but in the crowd have risen two fairly clear front runners. Trump and Cruz, looking at the Iowa polls, gives us much of a time, with Trump in the lead by 7 points at 32% and Cruz at 25%. Rubio is less behind in Iowa, and 18% in the New Hampshire polls. Cruz is not in second place. It is in fact John Kasich at 12%. This is interesting because John Kasich barely registers in any other statewide or national Republic poll. Meanwhile, Trump is still leading in New Hampshire by 15 points. We'll see if polls can translate into votes next week when the Iowa caucus begins.
Now for this week's feature story, we have an interesting one for you. This one's about a certain football coach at Nixon High School. Enjoy it.
That wraps up this week's show. We hope you enjoyed it. And be sure to tune in next time for more news. I'm Jesus Pache.
And I'm Yanita Sanchez. Bye for now.